What's up, everybody? Welcome to some test drives today. We're doing Dimir, Marionette Master, or Dimir Master, as I've labeled the actual title of the deck here. This is a Marionette Master build with improvised tactics, some control, and of course we have Torment of Hellfire and Spell Swindles in here for some extra value. Let's go over the deck tech, our deck list. I posted the deck tech a little bit too late today for you guys to watch it, hopefully. But that's on the channel if you guys want to go over that. I go over it a little bit in deeper detail. But the deck list is in the description, and let's go over it here. We have 2 Spell Pierce for when we have a Marionette Master on turn 7 or turn 6 if there's a treasure up. We have 4 Fatal Push because aggro. 4 Traveler's Amulet. I chose this over Renegade Map because of the possibility of using this with Improvise on the turn it's played, since Renegade Map does come in tapped. 4 Gleaming Barrier because this is a new card from Rivals. It's fantastic for us, giving us a treasure and being able to tap for Improvise. 4 Treasure Map, of course, our flip land here giving us treasures. 4 Metallic Rebuke, great Improvise counter card here. 3 Vraska's Contempt because Scarab God is a thing, Hazard the thing. We really need to deal with those quickly. 1 Torment of Hellfire because if our game goes into the long game, this can be a fantastic way to end it. We also have 4 Reverse Engineer, great card draw for us. Thought about using the I think it's Golden City Secret or something like that from the new Rival set. Didn't like that card as much as I like this one for 2 mana to draw 3 instead of 3 mana to draw 2, possibly 3. I like this a little bit better. 2 Spell Swindle here for great counter and treasure building. And then, of course, our Game Ender, Marionette Master, being a 4/6 if it comes in and hits, or being a 1/3 giving us 3 1/1s. Then we have 1 Herald of Anguish, being a great 5/5. That's just ridiculous if it hits the board. In the sideboard here, let's sort this real quick. We have 2 Scavenger Grounds to help deal with some Graveyard Recursion, 2 Essence Scatter to help deal with some heavy creature decks like the green-red monsters, 2 Negate for control, 2 Bonti's Last Reckoning for those not control matchups, the token matchups, 2 Yahini's Expertise for some more removal here. We have 2 Hostage Taker for aggro matchups, as well as some extra control, 2 Bastion Adventure for heavy removal matchups, and 1 more Herald, just in case we need that extra power. Let's see, yeah. But that is the full list, guys. Let's go right into the matches. Control. Joshua, this isn't, I would say, a full-on control deck here. I do think it's really, really close, but it's not completely control just yet. I definitely will do a blue-black control deck in the future. Hornswoggle, I decided to go Essence Scatter over Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle, of course, if you guys don't know, is a 3-mana instant counter-target creature spell, then get a treasure. That's fine, but I just feel like the 2-mana is much more in our favor than the 3-mana here. Play first? Yes. Let's see what our opening hand has for us. Make sure this is lined up properly. 2 lands, push, contempt, rebukes. This is probably fine depending on what kind of matchup we go up against. Let's hit keep and see what we get into. But if you guys are just getting in, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and wish me luck. I thought I was fighting bad jank when my opponent hit me with a Spell Swindle. Proceeded to die next turn after they resolved Marionette. Yeah, Krufix, Spell Swindle is super real. Let's go for a Swamp here, hold up a Fatal Push on their side of the turn. Have you looked at making a Polaraptor Forerunner of the Empire deck? Joshua, not just yet. Saffron Olive made a deck of that, and I liked his build, but I don't know how I could improve that. That's why I haven't got into it just yet. Spell Pierce and Fatal Push in our hand. Let's pass turn here. Let's see. Let's go with that's fine. Playing some a random playlist that we have. It's gonna have some random retro stuff. Thanks, Oliver. Appreciate that. Okay. Opponent playing blue-black as well. Control here. Let's going into a sensor here. We're going to hit 6. Got into a swamp. So we have all of ours up as well. Ain't it always the way, though, whenever we go on stream with the control deck, we go up against control. All right. They win the full art. Swamp is too much. Oh yeah, and then not full art island. Yeah, looks like we're going up against control here, so this will be probably a slow game 1. We'll have a better game 2, thanks to our sideboard package. Too bad you can't counter lands. What's up, Wilson? Fetid Pool cycle here. Let's turn off auto yields. We're playing some control versus control, basically. Marionette Master, Dimir control versus looks just like a regular blue-black control deck. We'll see what happens, though. Got into a land there. Opponent's probably going to want a Glimmer of Genius here. We'll use a Spell Pierce, since that'll be one of the few times that Spell Pierce will come in handy. Actually, let's go for a Rebuke here. Hold it with Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is great at breaking that even on a control matchup. Trying to slow down our opponent with that Hieroglyphic Illumination. Fatal Push in hand just in case they play anything else. Most likely they'll just lay a land and pass. Evolving Wilds here. Could have been a Scarab God play there. We have Vraska's Contempt in hand if they decided to tap out. Let's see what we get into here. Traveler's Amulet is quite good for the situation. Let's see if they let that resolve. I feel like they would, but maybe not. Disallow here. Okay, we could go for a Spell Pierce here. Of course, the problem if we go for Spell Pierce here is that we won't have a counter up for next turn. They can get to 6 mana this next turn. Sure, we'll let that happen. What's up, Elliot? Yeah, we're playing control, so I have to think a little bit harder than normal. How goes the good fight? We're playing control versus control in standard today. I did start this list originally with Rakdos, black-red, with Brass's Bounty, Marionette Master, but it just didn't have enough longevity in the early to mid-game to last till the late game. Like, if you're going up against aggro, then you're just dead. So... Disallow an Amulet, Wilson. Yeah, that's very true. And the reason for that is because we only have 1 blue at the moment. We don't have another blue, so that's why they did that. Getting Reverse Engineer here is pretty decent, but again, not that great since we need to get into some extra blue mana. But they're trying to slow down our tempo strategy here. I assume our opponent's going to go for a Glimmer of Genius or another Hieroglyphic Illumination. Yeah, there's Illumination Cycle. Not a problem. 5 cards in hand. Okay. Getting into 6 mana. Kind of getting out of that Spell Pierce from Metallic Rebuke range as far as lands go, or counters go. Master here in our hand. We're going to have to discard probably a Fatal Push this turn. Not getting into land just yet is going to be most likely our downfall here. Cycle of Fetid Pools. We have Fetid Pools in our deck as well. Hey, my vid people. What's up, Pyro? Goodbye, Pyro. I'm just kidding. I feel like the last couple times you've been on the stream, you have had to duck in and out really quickly. Okay, let's get rid of a push here. Yeah, Wincons and Dimir, of course, are Torrential Gearhulk. If you want to go for that route, you can go Marionette Master, you can go Herald of Anguish, and of course you can go Torment of Hellfire. We decided to go for 3 here, Marionette Master, Herald, and Torment. Great ways to end a match here. We're going to go for Fetid Pool's play here for that extra blue. And then pass turn here. Not much in our opponent's graveyard. Supreme Will here. Yeah, Scarab God also, Josh. That's true. It was a good Dimir win. If you're up against a control-based deck, or aggro-based or creature-based deck, great way to finish off a match. Sideboard for us will be another Supreme Will from our opponent here. Excuse me. Sideboard for our opponent here would definitely be probably Scavenger Grounds, another Herald, 2 more Negates. Bastion Inventor is also very good at dealing with Vraska's Contempt, things like that. Most likely he has Gearhulk in hand, I agree, Wilson. So we're trying to play a little slow here. Search for Ascanta. Opponent's going to get a lot of stuff off that. 5 mana up here. That was a card that I thought about putting in here, but decided over a Traveler's Amulet because of the improvise. But I do think Search for Ascantas would be great in the Dimir deck here as well. Let's see what we have for the draw. Another Fetid Pools here. We could go for a Fetid Pools play. Try for a Reverse Engineer. However, if we do that, then they'll just be completely wide open. Or we'll be completely wide open. I think we just pass turn here. The problem was that Traveler's Amulet they countered. That's really slowed us down on the play. Yo, you play control? Play control. We can play control with our control. Yeah, it's going to be a really boring matchup here for a while until obviously the counter over and over again happens. 3. So we can actually use Rebuke and Spell Pierce in the same turn. Or we can go for Spell Swindle if we know it's going to hit. Zach, my rule with playing against control is anything like, say, like an Ask Cancer or whatever that doesn't necessarily impact our board state, I usually let hit. Unless, of course, I have the opportunity to counter it. Like if this was a turn 2 and or turn 3 play and we had 2 mana up, I would have let that happen. There's a Scarab God here. Okay. So let's go for a cancel. Yeah, let's go for a Rebuke here. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure they're tapped out, so we can go for a Vraska's Contempt on Scarab God. If we went for Spell Swindle, they have 5 cards in hand. I kind of suspect that they would go for a counter there. This way they get to save their counter. Just tap the mana. They're going to go for Disallow. That is incredibly interesting. So we could go for a Spell Pierce here on top of the Disallow, but that would mean that the Scarab God would go to the graveyard, which we actually don't want to happen. We want to go for a Vraska's Contempt most likely. But if it goes to the graveyard the correct way here, then it's fine. Let's go over this. Let's go Spell Swindle. Or a Spell Pierce. This way we can play a Marionette Master the following turn. And hold our Vraska's Contempt for the following time, or the next time they play out a Scarab God. Yeah, we could Contempt Topher, but I want to hold on to that for a while. So opponent can't pay 3. Scarab God goes to the graveyard for our opponent. They're completely tapped out. I'm going to hit 6, so they end their turn. So we have 6 mana up. We're going to go for a Marionette Master here. Assuming they have a Contempt in hand, so we could go wide with some servos here. Against the Master. Oh, man. Yeah, not paying for a Rebuke, but instead casting Disallow, I feel like probably was a misplay, just in case they had another Essence. I think he said, okay, so he actually commented here, he said, was hoping you had an Essence Scatter, and he wanted me to pay the mana. That's his line of thinking there. Let's go servos here. Just to make sure we have a creature presence, thanks to a Contempt on the following turn. Torrential the Disallow back? That's true. This is game 1, Elliot. That's right. Gonna be slow moving games here because we're control versus control, and this is standard. Okay, my Rebuke is in our hand here. Let's go for an attack here. Let's see if they want to flash in a Torrential Gear Hulk. Okay, Contempt on the Master here. Something we kind of foresaw. Let's see if it's worth it to use a Spell Swindle here. 4 mana up, 4 cards in hand. I would say no. So let that happen. Yeah, the mirror match with control is very difficult. I don't like my odds with the 4 cards in hand. Fatal Push on a servo here. Okay. Happy to have that happen. Again, getting down pretty low in their mana here. Let's see if they want to go for a Consign. Okay. 2 cards in hand. Let's go for a... Cancel. Let's have that happen. I'm happy with that. Getting in for just 1 here. Again, we want our opponent to play out their entire hand so we can kind of come back with a full force. Let's go with a Gleaming Barrier here. Have a Contempt up as well as a Rebuke if we need it, or a Fatal Push. Opponent might just cast the Oblivion here. We'll have to just get rid of the Push and the Reverse Engineer. But if we can go for Reverse Engineer next turn, that'd be great. But if he goes for Oblivion, we might just Rebuke it. Because that is 5 mana. 3 cards in our opponent's hand. Let's see. So they're going to go for a Oblivion here. 3 cards, or 3 mana available. Let's go for a Spell Swindle. Actually, not Spell Swindle. We can't do that. Let's go for Cancel. Let's go for Rebuke here. Oh, careful, cats. See if they want to pay for it. We're going to try and do the same thing with the Spell Pierce, like as if we had that in hand. They may pay for another removal spell. Nope, they're just going to pay for it. That's fine. So now we're going to keep Reverse Engineer and Spell Swindle in hand. But now our opponent is completely tapped out. Which does mean we get a Reverse Engineer on our turn. Okay. Drowned Catacombs, not bad. 2, 3, 4, 5. Drawing some extra cards here. Barrier and Amulet, pretty decent. Not great. I do like Amulet here. And I do like probably just the Barrier. Just to tap out. Just to signify, hey, we have nothing up. Just getting in for 1. Oh, man. I don't know if the light is changing in the room, but my cats are playing in the window. Zaka, that's very true. Ascanta can be a great game loss here for us, or kind of can cause a game loss. But I do think once we get up to Torment of Hellfire numbers as far as mana goes, we should be fine. If near Deadlands to kill the servo here would probably be worth it. 3 cards in our opponent's hand. Hit 6 here. Looks like they're going to pass. Let's go for a Drowned Catacombs. Let's sack a Traveler's Amulet, see if they want to disallow it. Doubt it. Go for a Island here. Just kind of thinning the deck a little bit. Let's get in for 1 here. Now this means we do have enough up for a Spell Swindle and Spell Pierce. So if they decide to go for a Gear Hulk or something, we could definitely shut that down. Or try to, at least. What's up, Josh? We're playing some Dimir Marionette Master, and our first match we got into a mirror match of Dimir control. Yeah, there's the Gear Hulk. 3 cards available to them. Let's go for a Spell Swindle. And of course, if they go for a counter to this, we have Spell Pierce in hand. There it is. Spell Pierce in hand. There it goes. Getting 6 treasure tokens off of that. Very nice. We played that exactly the way we wanted to. Nope. My cat. Why? Why, cat? Why? Alright. He's moving the monitor and stuff. Opponent's turn here. All the treasure, nothing to spend it on. Elliot, we're going to spend it on a Marionette Master when it hits the battlefield. Look at me. Now I am the Control Master. 2 cards in the opponent's hand here. They have Ascanto, so they can still search for things. I am surprised they haven't gone for a Deadlands to kill the servo here, just to help mitigate some of that damage. If we top deck Master, Wilson would be in a really good standings. However, they do have Ascanto, so I do think that them being able to do that is going to shut us down a little bit. Scarab God this turn? Looks like it. A Gearhulk on their main phase. Wow. Contempt on the servo? Interesting. Contempt on Hieroglyphic Illumination. Gotcha. Drawing some cards. That's fair. Knowing turns, luck, some lands on the way. Aw, Elliot, why do you gotta say it like that? Why do you gotta say it like that, man? Opponent has 3 cards in hand, 3 mana available to them. So let's see what happens. Playing a Field of Ruin here. Okay. Reverse Engineer is very good. Let's try for Reverse Engineer and see if it gets countered. It might get disallowed. I think they would probably let this happen, though. Okay, there's a Marionette Master for us. Very good. We also have a Spell Swindle in hand. Let's see here. Going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 cards in hand. I'm assuming they have an Essence Scatter in hand for that Marionette Master, so holding up for a Marionette Master into Spell Swindle actually might be a very good move here for us. So I think we're just going to pass turn here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 land regular, as well as 6 treasures. Going for a hieroglyphic there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the masterpiece of Torrential Gearhulk. It looks kind of goofy to me. 4 cards in our hand for our 4 cards in hand for our opponent. They may go for a Scarab God here. That could be the play. What music is this? Whatever it is, Sonic music was better. I think that was a Mega Man song. Contempt, gaining 2 life. Trying to get rid of those treasure gainers for us, from us. A main phase Contempt, though, does kind of mean desperation. Another Contempt from our opponent here. 1 card in hand. Okay. Very strange. Yeah, we're going to take the 5 here because we want the servo to live. Very strange that our opponent decided to main phase Vrasis Contempt. Inventor's Fair is very good for us. Let's go for a Master here. Let's see if this hits. Looks like it does. We also have enough to kill this turn. If not, we can always pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get them down to 3. Thanks to Spell Swindle. Let's see if they have here. Essence Scatter. 3, 4. Actually, we will be able to get the kill after all because of Spell Swindle. Nice! Nice-oo! Chrono Trigger soundtrack? Yeah, love me some Chrono Trigger. Let's get some plus and plus ones on top of the Marionette Master and then just sack our... Yep. Just yield to that. Opponent should have figured out right by now that we're just going to be able to have the kill this turn. There it is! Great game for us. Let's go into game 2 here. Definitely want to bring in a negate. Definitely want to take out the fatal pushes. They are completely useless in this particular matchup. Scavenger Grounds can come in over probably a black mana. Actually, let's take out 2 black mana for a Scavenger Ground double. Oliver and GG control. It's true. Bastion and Inventor is very good against those contempts, so we're going to bring those in. Torment could be good, but that's kind of a swing out that I'm not necessarily, like, I don't think that's going to happen as much as we think it's going to for a control matchup. I do think Herald is good here. Let's sort this real quick. Scatter could be good against a Scarab God or Torrential Gearhulk. That's true. We could bring in that over maybe... some barriers. Let's bring in the Essence Scatter here. I usually hate control, but I really like Marionette Master. Yeah, JD, I really love a control deck that has Master in it because it's just like, it takes a lot of work to get Master onto the field safely, and once you get it on the field, it's a powerhouse. We're going to just use one more Traveler's Amulet and hold up the 3 barriers because I do like the barriers to be able to block Torrential Gearhulks. Take his Gearhulk hostage. You know you want to. Josh, I like that idea. The problem is that I don't trust him not to have a Contempt in hand when I do that. So, and whenever the Gearhulk enters the battlefield again, they get a secondary trigger. So, it wouldn't be really advantageous if we have a Hostage Taker grab his Gearhulk following turn opponent contempts, or when Hostage Taker enters the battlefield they contempt, getting another trigger. I don't really think we would want to bring it in. Run Yahi's expertise for no value. No. We could bring in just one. Let's just bring in one. Let's hit submit. You can't always play around everything. Sometimes you have to take a risk. Josh, have you seen me play? I'm very conservative. This is a bad hand for us, probably. We are on the draw, though. I would like to mulligan this. Did Taryn just use die to removal as an excuse? No, I'm saying we have our shields down when we use a Hostage Taker most of the time. Or, you know, if we do have Hostage Taker. So I do think that... the argument can be made that dice to removal in that particular situation is apt against a control deck where they hold a lot of cards in hand for specific moments. Let's keep this. Let's go for this on the bottom here. And be on the draw. Having Amulet in hand is decent. Would love to get into an untapped land, but Catacombs is fine. Having Rebuke and Negate in hand is why I kept this most of it. For the most part. There we go. Woo! Words, what are they? Duress turn 1? Yep, there it is. Love me that Duress turn 1. Have you tried Indomitable Creativity Marionette Master Deck? I have not yet, Zippity. I do think, didn't Saffron make a deck list of that a while ago? I'm going to say they're going to get rid of Negate here. If they get rid of Traveler's Amulet, that would hurt me the most, but Negate is the most as far as mid-game advantage. They got rid of Negate. Okay. That makes sense. Let's see if we get a land. Would love a land, please. An untapped land. Preferably a blue land. That would be great. Nope. Okay. That's fair. Didn't get a land. It's 6 for opponent. Let's see if they have another Duress. Against the mirror match here, I would say Duress is very good. But I didn't necessarily want to bring it into the sideboard for my list. Let's go for an island here. Let's go for an Amulet if we can. Alright, going to pass turn here. Pass turn once again. We won last game? That is correct, Julio. Reverse engineer here. Let's go for a sack on the amulet. Let's go for a black mana. And pass turn. Could have done that last turn. I was waiting to see if we drew into a land. We did not, though. What's up, Pyro? Update the score. What do you mean? All on the win losses? We do that whenever we win a match, not just a game. So that's a 2 out of 3. If we win this 2 out of 3, then we will definitely update the win-loss record. If it's just one match or one game within a match, then it's not going to count. Let's see here. Opponent has 5 cards in hand. 4 mana. Another master for us. Not what we need here. Holding up a rebuke here for a hieroglyph elimination, most likely. Getting into big bomb or spells like this is not ideal. What's up, Kieran? What's up, Jordan? Okay. Going Wild Sack. Turn off auto yields. I don't know why I do that. Getting a tap land here. 5 cards in hand for our opponent. Getting to 5 mana now. Let's see if we can continue to draw some lands. There we go. There we go. Alright. Just need a couple more. We should be fine. What does punt stand for? Gustavo, punt stands for, like, you made a misplay. You did something incorrectly out of, like, I would say order. For instance, if I played a card that's out of turn, or I played a card that I should have played, and like just didn't pay attention, you know, that's a way to use it. Gleaming Barrier is good here because if it does hit the battlefield, we can have a Metallic Rebuke up. If we can't, nope, we can get an Instant Scatter. Okay, that's fine. I was hoping for a Gleaming Barrier there to go for Reverse Engineers the following turn. It's when he screws up. It's when I mess up, basically. Search for Ascantha from our opponent here. 3 cards in their hand. The third Master. What is happening? Alright, alright. The deck is wanting to give us big bombs right now. This might be a loss for us based on just our card draw alone. Tapping out. Pull from Tomorrow for 3. I don't like that because it gives our opponent too much advantage. Let's go for a rebuke here. Now this could mean that a Scarab God could hit this turn. If that's the case, we have a Contempt in hand to deal with it. Player using no thought. Is that the real term there, Elliot? Oh, man. Alright, we'll see what happens here. Again, control versus control, we have some leeway because we have ways of coming back from a terrible hand like this. But getting into Reverse Engineers and Marionette Master with only 4 mana is terrible. We've had bad draws for like 5 turns now. Fetid Pool Cycle from our opponent. Search is really going to help them this turn because they will have a flip if they want to. That definition for punt sounds legit. Nice. 4 cards in the opponent's hand. Another search coming in here. Keep in mind that gives them the ability to basically scry and hunt. So very interesting there. Come on, land. There's a Scavenger Grounds. Very useful. Could go for a Reverse Engineer here. I do think that our hand is too big for that. Could have gone for a... if we get another land, we can go for a Master. Let's just hold up, though. Bye again. Great hand. Yeah, it's a weird hand right now. Ascantha. Alright. Player Unknown's next. Player Unknown Battlegrounds? Is that what you're saying? Oh, man. I still haven't played that game. That game's super popular. Oh, what's wrong with me? Alright. Search Rascanta trigger here. 4 cards in hand. Getting into a 5th with a draw. Lots of mana. Field of Ruin went to the graveyard there. Expecting something important coming up pretty soon. Scarab Gods, I assume they sideboarded those out. They may not have. Okay. Hey, treasure map. Let's try for that. I'm tapping this as a good faith gesture, saying, hey, I still have mana available for a counter. Great. This game looks super dumb. Yeah. My hand is very dumb, and our opponent is just doing nothing except getting advantage. So, just got to be patient. That's all, you know, what control is, just being patient. Oh, you're talking about PUBG. PUBG is 30 minutes of searching for clothes, energy drinks, and guns, and 3 minutes of shooting at each other. Yeah. I figured it out, Josh. Brother and some friends wanted me to play PUBG with them super badly and kept bugging me. Tried it the first time, placed 15-ish. Was bored, called it quits. Nice. Let's see here. The only things I have in here that say instant is Essence Scatter, Sensor, things like that. So if we play Marionette Master here, let's go with a Treasure Map Scry on top. Thank you so much. If we go with the Marionette Master here, I would bet you that they're going to go for a Torrential Gearhulk play with a Sensor, or into a Sensor, or Essence Scatter. Let's see. So we're just going to continue to play casually. Josh, not everybody can afford a $300 deck, so I like Pauper because to me it's all about the auras and all about the combat tricks over the just best card in the deck or whatever, that kind of thing, or a combo. I do like Pauper over that, just being able to pump up a card and then go forward with it. That's kind of why I liked Yu-Gi-Oh, honestly, because you could go equipment magic and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. Yeah, we could go with Exile the Graveyard here. One, two. The problem with exiling the graveyard this turn is that we would lose our 6th mana, but I do think it's apt to do so. Or, gain 200 plus life from an elf deck. That's true. Alright, let's do that. Pass turn for opponent. Basically trying to slow them down. Same with cards, going to 8 cards now. I love Pauper since you can play with cool old cards without having to pay $1 million. That's true, Jordan. Turn Duress here. I mean, they can get Contempt. That's about it. Contempt is the only card I feel like they would grab from this. Not even worth it to grab the engineers, honestly. Yeah, okay. This could be a clear indicator, though, they're going to play out a threat this turn, or on my turn. We'll see what happens, though. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for a threat here. Gearhulk off the top for nothing. Alright. That's fair. Three mana available to them, so they do have a disallow or a counter in hand. Let's go for a Treasure Map Scry here. Put the land on top, that's fine. Gonna hit 6 for them. They're gonna go for a consign here on the treasure map. Wow, interesting. 5 cards in hand, so that may say to us that they have a contempt in hand. We're gonna try master anyway, and go for servos. Go servos. Since they do have 5 cards in hand, we're going to pass turn here. Most likely we'll just be playing masters the next couple turns, or just going for a reverse engineer here. I do think they may go for an oblivion this next turn. If that's the case, we'll discard a engineer and maybe a treasure map. Turn 20, both sides at 20. Welcome to control mirrors. It's true, Gibbage. It's just one of those situations where, like, you have to play to your strengths, which is waiting. So, opponent talking about bad sequencing with consign there for that treasure map scry. Yeah, might just discard 2 engineers, Elliot. Casually create a 12-point life swing. Alright, let's see here. Let's see the contempt. There it is. Alright. And then a most likely oblivion this turn. Another Gear Hulk, okay. For another contempt onto a servo. That's fair. Although they're going to go for a consign here. Interesting. I feel like that might have been the bad play. They should have gone for probably another contempt on a servo to gain some life. Oh, they can go for a oblivion? Now I'm confused because this is a sorcery card. Is it because it's connected to an instant card? They can cast this? Either way, we're getting reverse engineers here. I've never seen someone go into a Gear Hulk with an Oblivion. No, when he enters the battlefield, target instant card from your graveyard. Just instant card, Torrential Gear Hulk. We'll take 5. They clarified that not long ago? Oh, gotcha. I'm just out of the loop then. My fault. Sorry. My bad. Apologies. Let's go for another master here. 3 cards in hand. Let's go with servos again. The reasoning is because they may have another Gear Hulk in hand for the contempt, and that's when they chose Oblivion instead. Never gonna. That's sort of illogical, but alright. It's because it's connected to an instant. I got you. I understand now. I've probably remembered that, like, going over it, but I just have forgotten. It's been a while since someone's done that, like, in practice. We're just going to block the 10 points of damage here and do 2 to them. Sure. It's cool. You wanted a tryhard, bro. Tryhard pro. I gotcha. Alright, let's see what we get into here. A Traveler's Amulet. Let's go Amulet. We're not going to play the Master this turn. We're going to go for Reverse Engineer instead. Get out the treasure map. Alright, let's go for a cast here. Reverse Engineer. Let's watch it get countered. We're going to try, though. Looks like another disallow. Okay. Could have kept up the treasure map there, but I think that's fine. Let's just get in here for one, because we're not going to kill the master. Flamin'. It's not over till it's over, man. Whoops. Okay. We really just need some good value, like a Spell Spindle in hand. Or a Herald. Herald would be good too. Obviously a Herald couldn't block a Gearhulk without dying, but a Herald can get over them with flying. 2 more blocks here. 2 more triggers. Let's go with an upkeep scry. Let's put that on the bottom. Catacombs, not bad. Let's go Amulet. Search for a land. Most likely grab a black. Planning. Okay. Yeah, we're both at 5 minutes. Ascanter trigger here. Either way, we're going to go to time. Just depends on who times out first. We're both at 5-minute warnings. Supreme Will from opponent. Okay. 2 more blocks for the Gearhulks here. 4, maybe a Contempt on the Master. No, Illumination. Gotcha. He might deck himself. He has 21 cards in hand, too. Just keep pressing 6. Alright. 6 cards in opponent's hand. Looks like a main phase Gearhulk going for a Contempt, perhaps? Seems what I would do. Yep, onto Master here. No problem. 5 cards in hand. Two more blocks here. The only thing we're missing from opponent is approach. That's true. Let's go with a treasure map here. See what we get into. Barrier. We're going to bottom that. Amulet. Not nice. This is going to get countered and we're going to die. But it's worth it. 5 cards in hand. Most likely we'll have a counter for this. There it is. And that's game. And we have 4 minutes, and I'm just going to back out here. Not enough time to play another match. We'll call that a draw for now. Let's get into the match here, guys. Okay. Selling for time is a good strategy since he wastes a lot more of the time than you. But keep in mind that the opponent is likely to go aggro game 3 and return those removal spells into the main board. At least a couple. Well, we're, didn't have enough time to play a 3rd game, so I just scooped out. Have you considered splashing for red for Grixis? You could have Open the Vault, which can be a 2nd win con with Walking Ballista, or at least have another sack outlet with By Force. Luis, I did have a Rakdos version going, and then kind of went into the blue instead for Dimir. I do think Grixis is fun. I do think that mana base is a little difficult to get a handle on. 2 amulets, a Spell Pierce, and Arch. We're also on the draw. This is almost a keep for me because we have really good board presence by turn 4. The problem is, of course, that we have no card draw on this hand. So, let's mulligan. This is a bit better with the treasure map. Is scooping a punt? I wouldn't say so because of the amount of... let's see. Let's bottom the Drowned Catacombs here. Because we had the timeout. I mean, we could have accounted that as a win there. Wow, we bottomed a Catacombs and we drew a Catacombs. Awesome. Sideboard, if we had gone in time, our opponent would have timed out before us. So I guess we could count that as a win if you want. Sure. I just didn't want to have the patience to sit there for another 3 minutes playing a game we knew would go to time. Opponent playing, looks like Tormenting Voice. Ooh, Chaos Mon went to the graveyard. What is this deck? What's up, greatest ever? Let's go with a treasure map here. Pass turn. At best, that was a draw. I should probably put a draw on here for wins, losses, and draws. But yeah, we would have, I mean, obviously we would have timed out our opponent there from the last game. They were under a minute from us. Oh, thanks, greatest. I appreciate that, man. Let's go for an island, go for a Gleaming Barrier, and pass turn. Martyr Reanimator? I don't know. 7 cards, 6 cards in hand, going for a 4th land drop. Let's see. 4 mana. What do you got? This is a Pirate's Pillage. Getting rid of Combustible Gear Hulk there. This almost looks similar to the Marionette Master list I built, or was trying to build for this particular day. Reverse Engineer, let's put that on top. So we can actually use that next turn, or this time, coming turn. Let's go for a land. Sure. Yeah. Fine with that. Push and Spell Pierce in hand. Insert clock emoji that hasn't been built yet. God First Gift, Madcap for sure. Let's see what happens. Oh, thanks, Elijah. Appreciate that, man. 5 mana here. We got Spell Pierce here, we can't use. We have Push here, we can't use. Spell Swindle is in hand, but again, not enough mana to use it at the moment. So we need to get into a Contempt as quickly as possible. Let's set up the upkeep for the Scry on the treasure map here. Bottom that land. Got into a Master. Not terrible. Okay, let's see what we can do. Glorybringer's going to do some damage to us. Okay. Getting it for 4 once more. Hopefully we can dig through our deck to find a Contempt before they actually kill us with the Glorybringer. 5 yet again. Is this another Glorybringer? 6. Gear Hulk, okay. Can't Spell Swindle it. Ouch. Yeah, opponent is probably going to win here. Yeah, most likely would have kept that land up for the spell swindle. Might be game here. Let's bottom reverse engineer for now. Got into a land. Yeah, it's going to be game. Let's concede here. Go into game 2. Sideboard. Alright. Pushes are definitely coming out. Scatter is definitely coming in. Probably Bontos Less Reckoning to play some keep away. Sword here. What's up, Kai? I do like Hostage Taker for this situation. Opponent had 4 in the air, 6 on the ground. We block with the 0-4. Did not feel our chances were high with the next draw. Didn't have, like, even if we drew into a Yahini's Expertise, or not Expertise, a Vrasa's Contempt, we would have only gained 2 life. Probably gotten rid of the flyer there, and had to deal with these 6/6 on the ground. Let's see. Likely taking out a Torment here. Let's bring in a Hostage Taker. Take out the Herald, bring in another Hostage Taker. I think that's fine. I think we're okay with that. Had the win in hand? You know, I don't know. Yeah, Josh, I agree that Scry was the reason there. Play first, yes. Rebuke in hand, Amulet in hand. This is going to be another mulligan. This is a bit better with the 2 Essence Scatters here and Gleaming Barrier with Rebuke. Let's keep this. Contempt on top, sure. Let's go for a draw. Not a draw, actually, because this is turn 1. Let's go for a island and pass. If you guys want to count the Scry as a punt, we can. Barrier helps as far as giving us a treasure when it dies. It also taps for Improvise, and it's a decent wall against like a mono red deck. So I like Gleaming Barrier quite a bit, but that's me. Let's go for a Barrier right here on turn 2. Hold up, and then pass turn. Not very impressed by how it's performing in this deck. You can sack it with the Herald, which we just took out for the game 2. Elliot. See if we get into Master there. Let's pass turn here. Eight cards in hand. Let's see. Another Reunion. 2 Chaos Maws in the graveyard. Another Tormenting Voice. Another Chaos Maw. Alright. Draw, please. Give me a land. Thank you. Why Chaos Maw? I mean, it's a huge bomb that when it enters the battlefield with a Godfather's Gift or something would be really cool. 4 cards here. What are they going for? Or 4 mana. Another Pirate's Pillage here. Gleaming Barrier blocks Chaos Maw? I mean, you can, sure. Fetid Pools play, let's get that out. This is not a Lily deck, I don't believe. It might be. Let's see. Let's go with a scatter here. We're choosing to let Pirate's Pillage happen because of the amount of counters in our hand actually right now. I'd rather have them for the Glorybringers and the Gearhulks. No problem. Catacombs, thank you. Up to 5 now for our lands. Getting closer. Gearhulk does mean that, or playing a Gearhulk does mean that they fall to a Rebuke. Looks like they're playing a Gearhulk here. Archfiend of Ifnir. Alright. Let's go for a Contempt here. Gain some life. Swamp, very nice. Could go for a Master this turn, but I think holding up a Mimic as or a Rebuke is a bit better. Thanks to where they're at as far as their land count. Six cards in hand. Caravan, okay. Another Glorybringer. Yep. Wow, that's 3 Glorybringers so far. Opponent. They are pumping. On all cylinders. Alright, 4 cards in hand. Could go for a Reverse Engineer here. Hold up a Rebuke. Get out an island. Pass turn. Okay. So many bombs. We brought the counters. For sure. Alright. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. Cathartic Reunion here. Tormenting Voice. Gotcha. Halsey definitely will revisit that deck in the future. Just have been super busy lately. 5, 6. Let's go for Master here. Let's go counters. And pass turn. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men on the battlefield. Again, Metallic Rebuke can shut down a Glorybringer. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't shut it down right now. Combustible Gearhulk. Shut that down. Bombs for days, this opponent. Path of Metal. Tormenting Voice, gotcha. Going to 3 cards. This has been insane. Our opponent has had bombs for like ever. Let's go with a treasure map here and a Fetid Pools cycle. Got into a Spell Pierce, nice. Gonna go for a Marionette Master attack here. Okay, Facebook group is in the description, Halsey, if you want to check it out there. Why play Marionette Master for the treasures to win? Because opponent is playing a bunch of randomness. And I was thinking we could just get out for some attacks here instead. Pirate's Pillage here. Could try for Spell Pierce. Obviously, they're going to just tap mana. Let's hold Spell Pierce in hand. They have free mana available to them. 5/6 now. Or 5. Caravan. Let's go Spell Pierce to that. They'll either sack their treasures or just let it go to the graveyard. Josh. Oh man. Wow, they're gonna sack their treasures for the caravan to hit. Okay. That's fair. Sure. Let's go with the scry with this. Let's put this on the bottom. Got into another treasure map. 2 cards in opponent's hand here. We're at 22. Let's see how much they have in here as far as creatures. Chaos Maw, Chaos Maw. 1, 2, 3 Glory Bringers. 2 Combustible Gearhulks. I'm just kind of expecting a Godfrey's Gift now. Let's see what happens. We are out of cards, so expertise. Oh, they're gonna go for 2 expertises here. Okay, that's fair. Bottom that. Is that what's about to happen? Bottom that. Two expertises. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's fine. We get a treasure out of that. Opponent goes down to 12 there. Got into a Traveler's Amulet. Let's go Amulet. We have nothing to do here, so we're just going to go for Scries. Bottom that. Pass. They have 1 card in hand. 2 cards in hand thanks to the draw. Godfrey's Gift for Livy. Opponent, do you have anything? I think Godfrey's Gift, actually. We'll see what happens. Combustible Gearhulk here. We'll say no. We're going to take some damage. Go down to 8. Archfiend, Archfiend, and Pirate's Pillage. That hurt us a lot there. Getting in for 5. We have the kill if we draw into a Master, though. Let's go Scry. Bottom. Let's go for a draw here. Wow, we still lose? We could have used the amulet there to thin our deck a little bit. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be game. Wow. You're not supposed to say damage to Gearhulk? That's true. I guess that's on us. So that's going to be a fair loss. Opponent just literally had just bombs forever, so hard to argue against that. Say yes, yes. Okay. Let's see. 2 lands here. Barrier. Herald. Rebuke. Engineer. This is probably okay. Wait on playing the Master. That's true, Josh. We could have waited a couple turns. Opponent just said, I literally just turned the stream off to play, and look who am I facing. Oh, man. It's alright. I am kind of excited to see... isn't there a list going around right now with Galta and Torrential? Or not Torrential, but the Red Gearhulk? Like doing 12 damage to somebody? That'd be amazing. Just kill them on the same turn. Let's go for a draw here. Go for a Catacombs. Pass. Yep. 6. Combustible. That's what I'm thinking, Matt. Sorry about that. Green mana. Another Master. Let's go for a Barrier here. Seen a lot of decks running Combustible Gearhulks recently. Is that a thing now? I do think it is a good, like, it's a fun deck, obviously. Drover, this is a, it's like a dinosaur deck. Hold up Rebuke here is probably a good idea. For a turn 3 Ripjaw Raptor, if that's the case. Tapping out. Thunderhead Migration. 4 cards in hand. Let's go Rebuke here to slow down our opponent. Yeah, Braids make the Hulks pretty awkward, but doesn't mean they're not useful. It's past turn. 5 cards in hand. Okay. Goldfish did a Galta Gearhulk deck, red-green, yeah. Let's go over end of turn Scry. Sure, put that on top. Let's do a reverse engineer with a Gleaming Barrier up still. Not bad. Could have kept up a land there and tapped a barrier, but I didn't want to run into a 4th land drop Regisaur Alpha without having at least something available to us to block. That's exactly what's happening too. Yeah, they can't get through my 0-4 here, which is fine. All right. Let's go for a Drowned Catacombs. Have almost enough for a Master here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could go for a Herald if you want to. Opponent might have a Savage Stomp with the Alpha on top, however they would trade. Running 3 Naturalize on the sideboard. I like Naturalize a lot. I'm glad it's back in Standard. Losing last in Standard around Khan's block, I believe. Trading Galta promo for a Ballista. Happy times. Nice! Ballista's a good card. That is a very modern playable card to me. Let's see here, another Alpha here. Making another 3-3. They're going to try and overwhelm us. Next turn we'll have a Swamp out and play out a Marionette Master. Block here. So they do get to do a couple points of damage to us this turn. Let's see what our draw is. Contempt is actually okay here. 3 cards in hand. I do think the Master is a bit better of a play here for us. Be able to block some more damage. Put some +1/+1 counters on that. And then just hold up. Discard a hand from opponents. And of course, next turn with Herald, we can actually start sacking artifacts and doing some damage with the Master. Naturalize should be like Negate, just always in Standard. I kind of would say that. I would agree with that. One should combine all bombs in Standard and just make a red-green mid-range deck. I mean, red-green monsters, that's what it is. Okay, we're going to say yes to this. Because we don't want to die out of nowhere. I believe this is DuckTales, yeah. Yeah, this is DuckTales. This is Land Select. Okay. Opponent will likely not attack in. Okay. Let's go for a draw. Inventor's Fair is very good for us. We have Contempt for the Combustible Gearhulk here. I'm going to Contempt the Gearhulk here because it has First Strike. Red-green monsters. Goodish deck. Top 10 for sure. Oh, yeah. Taryn, have you seen or played the Red-green monsters deck? I don't understand how it survives the early game. It looks like it shouldn't work at all. Yeah, Jacob, I've seen that for sure. That deck is very unusual, but very, very good, I feel. Let's I'll just hold up here. We could get in for a Herald attack there, but I don't want to run into another alpha situation. We're going to hold up Fatal Push. Maybe use Treasure Map on their instep if they don't have anything. 3 cards in hand. Hashep Oasis here is a little annoying. If they put it onto a dinosaur here, we can just Fatal Push. 4 cards, 5. Another alpha, looks like. 6. Another Gearhulk. Ugh. Opponent. These Gearhulks hurt. It's probably worth it to go for the Treasure Map Scry here to go the 3 counters next turn, and then just go Herald of Anguish, kill. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have the kill next turn with the if we Scry with Treasure Map. Let's go with a Scry here. Sure, put that on top. That's fine. We do gain 1 life here. Galta with haste, though. Yeah, that's pretty deadly. Let's go with a Scry here. I don't care. Sure. We can just start making stuff weaker. It don't matter. Yep. Yield to all of that. And then we just do it again. Look at all those triggers. So many ways to kill your opponent. So many possibilities. There we go. That's how the deck's supposed to work. We're actually in match 3, aren't we? I believe we're in match 3 right now. Yeah, we are, because 1 win, 1 loss. Alright, let's go for, let's get Hellfire out. Let's bring in another Herald. I think that's fun. I do like Bondhold's Last Reckoning, just in case things get out of control. Scavenger Grounds is not good here. Essence Scatter could be okay. Let's bring that in over some Spell Pierce, since we don't have to worry about any kind of counters against our stuff. Inventor could be fun. Hostage Taker could be fun. Oh no, let's take those out. Let's see. See, Barrier works there. You get a ping from the barrier and a ping from the treasure. That's 8 points of damage right there. Deck works great against Jank. Thanks, Elliot. Appreciate that. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Let's get out a Reverse Engineer and then get out probably amulet. Trying to decide if it's worth it to bring in negates. I don't think so. I think we're dealing with more of just a creature-heavy deck here. What's up, Tark? Let's get at one push, bring in the other amulet just for the improvise for the heralds. I think that's probably okay. Negate can stop Thunderhead migration. That's true, Matt. That's correct. Just trying to think what we would take out here. I guess an amulet and bring in negate. Let's just go for that. Could have brought in another negate, but I think that's fine. I don't want to get rid of too many artifacts, thanks to the improvise we just brought into the deck with the other herald. So we'll see what we can do in game 2. Opening hand has 1 land. This is going to be a mulligan for us. Much better opening hand here. 4 lands, amulet, contempt. That's fine. We're also on the draw. Reverse engineer as well. Let's put that on top. Gives us some good mid-game draw power. Going for a Timber Grove, or Gorge? Gorge, yeah. Let's go with a Swamp and an Amulet. Does mean a turn 4 Contempt or a turn 4 Reverse Engineer, depending on what they do. Wish Hostage Taker had 4 Toughness in order to survive a Braid. A Braid or Lightning Strike or, you know, Harness Lightning with no energy. That'd be great. No turn 2 play from our opponent. Let's go for a Drowned Catacombs here. Pass turn. Remember, we're going to keep the Traveler's Amulet up until we absolutely need to get rid of it. But having 4 mana right now is pretty good for us. 6 cards in hand from our opponent. 3 lands. Looks like still nothing. Wow. Let's go for a Drowned Catacombs here. Contempt will be online next turn. We have 2 in hand now. Drover coming in. No problem. Let's go for an island here. Let's see, if we go reverse engineer, we go up to 7 cards in hand, so I think that's pretty fair. Let's go reverse engineer, and then if they have an alpha next turn, we'll just go with contempts and only lose 1 life thanks to the 3 points of damage coming towards us. Having Swindle and Master in hand, it does mean we have some really good game-ending points here. Getting out Master first and holding up a Spell Swindle for a huge bomb would be great. Yeah, here is Alpha coming in, doing 3 damage to us. To be expected. Going to have 5 mana, or 5 mana available next turn. Push in hand as well. Let's go Contempt on the Alpha here. Let's see, we can push the 3/3 here, or push the 1/1 after we kill the dinosaur. 3, 4, 5, 6. Getting to 6 mana from our opponent if we keep the Drover alive. I think it's a pretty decent idea to kill the Drover here. Pass turn. I'm going to pass this song. This is another DuckTales song. Yeah. 0 song. Curious that people don't use Chandler Initiate. Chandler Initiate, I mean, it's fine, Kazi. The reason that people don't use it is because you spend a lot of time sinking like your taps into it to make it larger, and then as soon as it gets large enough, it just dies. That's usually why people don't use it. There's just a lot of other cards you can use besides Channeler. Yeah, they just killed the amulet there with a braid, which is fine. Dinosaur coming in here. Let's go for an island. We almost have Herald of Anguish if we had the Traveler's Amulet up. We could go for a Master here, honestly. Let's get a map out first. hold up a Contempt. Four cards in the opponent's hand. Provides mana plus can be a 3/4. I mean, Jover is only for dinos. Yeah, that's true, but I mean, Jover gives mana. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Elliot just said it. Jover gives mana forever. Hold up and swindle. We could have done that too. Four cards in opponent's here. Okay. Nothing on their play there. Could have gone for a treasure map scry. So let's do what you guys want to do. Let's hold up a swindle. And just take 3 points of damage again. Drover. 4 mana available to them. Getting in for 3 once more. We'll likely Contempt the Drover if nothing else. Let's go Contempt here on the Dinosaur. What's up, James? Welcome back. 4 cards in opponent's hand here. Let's go Scry on this right here before it dies. Last Reckoning on top here. Which is kind of fun. Sure. Thought you were down for the duck. Henry. Oh, that was funny. That made me laugh. I like DuckTales. Sometimes the soundtrack can get on my nerves, though. 4 cards in hand. That was funny. Alright, Alpha here. Swindle. And we win. Swamp. The one thing here they could do is they could kill the Marionette Master with an Abrade before the counters hit it. We'll see what happens though. Opponent is swearing in the chat now. 4-6. Yeah, we win now. Opponent is probably not going to let us do all this. They're probably just going to scoop. Losing 20 damage, 20 life. Nice. Opponent had a Combustible Gearhulk and Galta in hand. Ooh, 2 Galtas. That would have been awful. If not for the swindle, our opponent would have ran over us. So. Crazy. Alright, heading on to the next match here. Getting on to match 4. We are 2-1 right now. Good for your opponent having a nice hand. Too bad they died. That's true. Very true. Confirmed. Spell Swindle is just mana drain, but better. Play first? Yes. Yeah, I love Spell Swindle. It's a fantastic card. Opening hand here has 2 lands, Rebuke, and an Amulet. So this is actually okay. Not terrible. I'm fighting a deck with a Combustible and Galta right now. Nice. Let's go with an Amulet here. Pass turn. So we will have a Rebuke up next turn, which is fantastic for us. Would love to draw into a land. If you draw into a land, I think we'll be fine. Yes! We do. Alright, we're going to pass turn here. Opponent blue-green. Personal thanks to Terran for making me realize I need to listen to Mega Man X all day at work. Ooh, Deeper Delete. Let's go for a Metallic Rebuke here. This is a Simic Merfolk deck. Dude, Mega Man music is my fave. We have enough almost for a Reverse Engineer. I'm going to pass turn here. Hit 6. Okay. Aiming Merfolk, 3 lands. Do you think this deck is a combo deck or more of a control deck? Probably more of a control deck, Dominic. But I do like how it combos into all the other improvised creatures, or other improvised spells. Cumena here for our opponent. We could go for a Reverse Engineer here. I like that more than Spell Swindle because the Spell Swindles might actually come out in this next matchup, or this matchup in game 2. Because a lot of their spells are going to be 2 and 3. Yesterday was Zelda Link to the Past, super groovy. It's true, Jay. However, I have to take those out since old Nintendo and their ways copyrighted me. So definitely bringing in. Let's see here. Yeah, here's a Silver Gill Adept. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go Amulet, Treasure Map. And then Engineer. Herald will be next turn. Contempt in hand is going to be great for the Cumena if they're tapped out like that next time. Next turn will be a Herald of Anguish, so that'll be great for us. The Merfolk deck is going to be kind of difficult to get around. We'll see what happens though. Ooh, Mistbinder's going to hurt a lot. Did you get a good match and actually listen to that opening like I told you yesterday? Missing. Oh, I haven't yet. Zacading. Sorry. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Getting in for 10 points of damage this turn. 3 mana available to them. 4 cards in hand. Is it another Mistbinder? Or is it a 13? Ooh, 13, 14. Oh, man. Yeah, definitely bringing in Expertise and Bontu's Last Reckoning. Ouch! Going to 6 here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're dead. We could Contempt a Mistbinder here. Gain 2 life, go to 8. That wouldn't be enough, though. Yeah. Like if we tried to go for a Contempt here on the Cumena, they would just Blossoming Defense. Or actually they would let it happen. That's fine. 5 here, it doesn't matter. Concede. Sideboard. Let's go for Reckonings. Let's go for Expertise. Definitely a much faster matchup than we're normally used to. Heralds are okay, but let's take those out and bring in the Hostage Takers. Those are fine. Actually bring in the Inventors. They can work around and unsummon. Keep up your swindles. Oh, for 3 mana? Okay. Getting 2 mana off of that. We were dead by turn 3 anyway from the Cumena there, so it'd be a very difficult match to work out of that either way. Let's get in Essence Scatters here, take out Spell Pierce. Well, Spell Pierce is good against a Blossoming Defense. Sort real quick. Take out 1 Reverse Engineer. One Amulet. Yeah, I do think Swindles are going to be coming out this game as well. Let's see. We could bring in Herald if we want to. I I like Hostage Taker, but I don't like it in the in this particular matchup because of blossoming defenses and things like that, where opponent will like unsummon their creature or blossoming defense it to where we can't target it, and then it's just a 2/3. So I'm not too hot on playing a 2/3 or 4-mana 2/3 for nothing. So I'd rather not. I think heralds are fine here, or keeping a herald in here is fine. Irrational dislike of Hostage Taker. It's just so bad if they have an answer to it. That's why. Oh no! Why, opponent? Why? Just because I was taking too long? Yeah, well, my base plan there was take out probably a Master, bring in another Herald, and then get rid of probably a Barrier maybe, and another Amulet, or a Barrier and a Push. It doesn't matter. Opponent scooped. I like Spell Pierce because it helps against the Blossoming Defense or Unsummoned matchups where opponent has 1 mana available and they're trying to keep a creature alive. We have a treasure or extra mana open when we try to Fatal Push or Contempt, and we have a Spell Pierce in hand as well to help deal with that particular situation. Josh, quote, they could have had an answer, so it's a bad card. Yeah, basically. That's kind of how I feel about Hostage Taker. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. Play first, yes. It's like, I like Chupacabra, I like all the Gear Hulks, and I like the enter the battlefield abilities that do something, but when it takes it underneath it, and it's like, until it leaves the battlefield, I'm like, well, that's a bad card because they could just draw or top deck or do anything, and the card's dead. They might Fatal Push it, Terran, don't play it. That's not far off, not too far off. I just feel like it loses some value in particular matchups. We're going to keep this. Sure, we can go for value there. Island. Josh. All right, that's fine, Josh. You can believe that. That's fine. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad card. It's a good card. I just feel that it loses some value in particular matchups. Okay. 8 cards in hand. Highland Lake. Spell of Canal. Looks like maybe is it control perhaps? Let's go for a swamp here. We already have a reverse engineer if we want to go for that. On turn 3. Got a negate? Or a censor, okay. No. Still love my trap draw haters. Gonna hate. I mean, okay. I just feel like once you get to the 4 mana, 5 mana range, opponent will have drawn into, you know, Fumigates in white, Cast Outs in white, Ixalan's Binding, Settle the Wreckage, if they get to attack out. There's just a lot of answers. And it's not that I'm saying the card is bad, it's a good card, it's just in a particular matchup, in a particular situation, it might be bad. We're going to keep everything up. Have a Rebuke in hand for a counterspell if we need to. Nothing. Urza lands. I feel like lands are a little bit better. There's not as many cards that interact with lands as badly. Let's go with a scry here. Would like a land. There we go. No problem. Pass. Black Lotus. Black Lotus is turn 1, though. Oh, sorry, you guys are saying there's something different. What cards would you like to see reprinted in Core Set? Not Black Lotus. Yeah, I don't think Black Lotus would be reprinted. 5 cards in opponent's hand. Illumination. Could go for that if we want to. Bottom the Master there. Let's just hit 6 for that. Okay. The 2 control matchups. I feel like the past 2 weeks we haven't had any control matchups, and now we've had 2 in the same stream. And we're playing control, so it's like extra slow. A lightning bolt reprint would be amazing, honestly. Another master. Bottom that again. Okay. Swindle here. Let's go for a spell swindle here. Or a tap. Put them on top, sure. Hold up a spell swindle if we can. Pass turn. Bolt for standard? Rancor? Rancor would be amazing, Tarek. I love Rancor. Let's see. Cycling a Sweltering Suns. I wouldn't say Bolt would ever not be standard legal again. I do think it just depends. The stars have to align. Passing turn here for opponent. Let's see, Reverse Engineer's pretty good here. Three, four, five. 3 up for a Metallic Rebuke. Three. 5. 5 up for the swindle if we need it. We're gonna let that happen. We have a really good situation in our hand and on the field right now, so I don't want to waste a swindle on a 2-mana negate. Maybe if we're pushed to rotate, then bolt. Maybe. 7 cards in hand. 7 mana on the battlefield. Let's see if they have a bomb here. Five mana. They just use a negate. Let's see. Pull from tomorrow, maybe? Opponent is thinking it over. It's thinking if we have a counter spell. Yeah, they're going to hold up for a turn here. Rotation, I think, is in November, I believe. Let's go for a Drowned Catacombs there. Could go for a Master here. We don't have Swindle up available to us if we go for that, though. Let's pass here. Okay. Trying to be conservative. Kaladesh, Aether Revolt. I believe they're rotating out in November. September, November. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 cards. 6 cards in hand. They probably wanted to get into a land there to hold up for a full 3-mana counterspell. Doesn't look like it, though. Let's go for a Scry. Barrier, we can bottom that for now. Let's go with a map here. Bottom. Alright, so we have the kill already with Marionette Master and the treasures. We just have to get the Master out on the battlefield safely without anything happening. In turn, looks like another Illumination. Ooh, Gear Hulk here. Let's go Spell Swindle. Should have kept up a Drowned Catacombs for the Rebuke, so now because now we have to sacrifice some treasures. Sacrifice a treasure, rather. This is a negate here. No? Okay. I'll see you later, Kai. Cycling, gotcha. We will likely be drafting tomorrow for the stream. I'm going to try and put out a another rant-style video tomorrow on Modern and the Pro Tour and Lantern. Always be drawing, that's true. Opponent said, so puppet, huh? We'll draw on their incept there. 6 cards in hand. Got a Torment of Hellfire as well, which is really fun. 6 cards in the opponent's hand here. 6. We could try for Puppet here, or Marionette Master, or try for Torment. We would have a Revel and Riches win here if we play out Revel. That'd be fun. 6 cards in our opponent's hand, though. I do feel that they have a lot of really good counters in their hand. Maybe a couple Censors. Probably a Disallow or Supreme Will. Could go for Torment for 7. Let's try Master. Essence Scatter, all right. Yeah, they'll probably just pay for it. Okay. All right, I think we're going to hold the Swindle up for the Torment of Hellfire here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do here. Yeah, Cuts Ribbons was a Rakdos win con that I had been was building around, but did not get into it. 6 cards in hand. Let's see. Let's go with the Traveler's Amulet here. Just get some more mana. No problem. Illumination for 4. Let's go Swindle. Five cards in hand. They're going to waste another counter here. Doesn't look like they want to use it yet, though. Sweet. Just sack some treasures here. Draw some cards. All control all the time gets boring fast. Sorry. That's why I try not to play it on the stream, because it makes it very makes the matches kind of boring to watch. Very a thinking man's game. Ten treasures here. Do they dare disallow the treasure cove? Come on. I've played Control. It's no fun. Just sitting there and waiting is like blah. Waiting on opponent here. Control is life. Control is a good way to go to time, Josh. I would say that. It's a good way to time out online. I personally don't like playing Control on the on MTGO because of the way the matches can go as far as like their speed. But I do like playing Control like at F&Ms. I think that's fine. We've already used both Spell Swindles though, and those are the only two in the entire deck. So we're out of Spell Swindles. So the only other way to generate treasures would be from the Gleaming Barrier and from the treasure maps. Come on, opponent. Okay, let's see how much mana I actually have. 2. We could actually Torment of Hellfire for 18 right now, which is insane. 2 more land drops, and if they tap out, then we just have it, which is fun. I thought Control was just waiting for your opponent to scoop. I mean, there's that too. There's that too. Yeah, I haven't seen their thing say disconnected yet. I'm just going to give them another 20 seconds. But if they've disconnected, then we'll go to another match. A little upset about that, because I did like how this match was going. Draw a card is strong, win the game. Come on, opponent. Don't be disconnected. I'm trying to play some magic here, man. I'm trying to play some magic. Megamorph Abzan is my favorite back in the day. Nice. Nope. Opponent's still not here. One of the things I will say that games like Overwatch and other card games have that MTGO really doesn't, that I feel like it needs, is like some sort of penalty for disconnecting like this. Like I think League of Legends also has that, don't they? Like an AFK, like you can't log it back in for another like however many minutes or something like that. All right, I'm done. I'm done waiting on them. Let's go into the match. Play first, yes. Opening hand is 2 lands, treasure map, barrier, push, and hellfire. This is fine. MTGO just has the option to report your opponent, which is clunky. Yeah. I'd rather it to be like a automatic thing, so. Maybe that'll be like a feature that Arena will have over MTGO. Forsaken Sanctuary. All right. Let's go for a Raski here. Let's go for Temple. Or Treasure Map, not Temple. Pass turn. Turn timers. Yeah, that would be cool, but like there's a lot of decks that just do a lot of stuff on a single turn. A Tonto Vanguard here from an opponent. Playing up against a Vampire build. Let's go for an Island here. Go for a Gleaming Barrier to block that 0-4. Or to block that 3-2. Or 3-1. Blah, blah, blah. I can't talk. Hold up a push in case they get into a Legion's Lieutenant. And if not, we're going to go for a Treasure Map Scry. Makes me want to play some Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Could go for a push here on the barrier. If they had it. Looks like they do. Nope, gonna go for Lieutenant. That's fine. Not bad. And no attacks. Let's go for an upkeep scry on the treasure map here. Do they have a pump here? Slash of Talons, maybe? Vampiric Zeal, okay. Well, we get a treasure. We have a Vraska's Contempt in hand, so let's just place a land and pass. I'm okay with that. Hope Tarmogoyf is in Dominaria. That'd be fun. Let's go with a scry here. Put that land on top. We lose 4 life this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 6 lands, though, for Marionette Master this next turn. 3 cards in opponent's hand. Let's go for Master here to have a blocker. 4/6. Everyone knows it's all about that Karn. Karn's gonna be fun. I really hope Karn does show up. I mean, he's on the package art, so maybe he'll be in the first packs. What other Planeswalkers are we hoping to show up, like in Dominaria? I personally like a new Sorin, even though Sorin's in a rock in Innistrad right now. Yeah, no attacks, thankfully. Let's go for a Scry with the Arch. Thank you. Let's go with a... Could go with a Contempt with the Sanctum Seeker or a Contempt with the Tonto Vanguard. Teferi, yeah. Garruk, he hasn't been around in a while. Let's see, 3 cards in hand. We're at 16. Let's get an attack here. They'll likely... Oh, they have Settle the Wreckage? I walked into that. Forgot they had white for like a millisecond. All right, all right. That's fair. That's fair. That's my fault. Bring back Ugin, make Planeswalkers great again. I think that's pretty fair to say. 3 cards in hand. Let's go with a Sanctum Seeker here. Normally, Settle the Wreckage is not going to be in a Vampire list main board, but I guess we could call that a punt, Matt. More often than not, they're going to have more tempo things like a Cast Out, which they would have already done. Maybe an Ixalan's Binding. Another Sanctum Seeker, wow. Master is mostly for blocking, but we had the advantage there. And we're up against a travel deck, so most of their cards are going to be mostly tribal, so that's why I did that. Made a crew of Weatherlight Planeswalker cycle? That'd be awesome, Josh. Let's go with a Scry on treasure here. Bottom that. Let's see what we draw into. Catacombs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Torment for 8. 2 cards in hand. Good Torment for 9 next turn. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They could get in for a possible 10 next turn. 10. I was trying to think whether or not it would be worth it to go for a Torment this turn. Could try an Arch Draw. Get into a swamp. Okay, pass turn. They may be able to kill us this turn. We'll see what happens. If not, we'll have a Torment for 10, which is great. Let's see. If they go into Lieutenant, they'll go down to. We'll go down to 10. Mark of the Vampire. Oh, okay. All right, all right. 3, 5. Getting in for lots of mana here. Mark of the Vampire is a limited card, mostly. Going to 29 here is going to be really painful for us as far as wanting to use Torment. Cancel. Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. That is 33 points of life loss, I believe. So they would want to mitigate that. Keep either one or both of their creatures alive. Probably just keep it down to Vanguard alive. So they would still be able to survive this if they want to. So let's see what happens. Might be worth it to just YOLO Torment for max to put him back down. Yeah, for sure. I wish Torment had like a side like gain 1 life per mana you spend. That'd be great. If opponent scoops, their math is bad. But I feel like opponent will probably just discard their hand, kill the Sanctum Seeker, or maybe just discard their hand, then go down to get rid of a Fatal Push, lose life. Yes, Josh. That's a direct quote. Going down to 5. Going down to 2. All right. Yep, got rid of Mark of the Vampire, and we're dead. Sideboard. Okay, Yehini's Expertise is coming in over the Bontusos Reckoning because of Odonto Vanguard. Such an annoying creature to deal with. Torment staying in. Let's take out Herald. Actually, let's keep Herald's. Let's put Hostage Takers in here. See, this is a situation where I like Hostage Taker against a particular tribal deck because of cards like Contempt, which is fine. Like 4 mana for 4 mana, that's great. A push Revolt on a Hostage Taker would be not as likely, so I'm okay with that. Let's get out Spell Pierce. Whoops. Keep those Fatal Pushes in. Let's get in Essence Scatters. Take out a Reverse Engineer. Barriers are fine. Good at shutting down the attackers. Let's see. Swindles aren't really that useful in a deck this low to the ground. So let's take Swindles out. Matt, are those Hostage? I'm not saying they're bad cards at all. I'm just saying like sometimes I feel like the matchup doesn't, support them. I do like them in this particular matchup. I kind of want a Herald in here, but or a Bastion. I think we'll be okay though. I did draw with Arch the first time, Play first, yes. Could have gone with the treasure draws for some answers. Man, this would have been so good if we didn't have a reverse or a master, and instead had another land. We're gonna mulligan here. Well, this is okay because of the amulet, so put that on top, sure. Let's go amulet. Pass. And go for a blue mana, since we're drawing into a black. They haven't seen Heralds, it would have been a nice surprise, that's true. Let's go for a amulet sack, going into a blue mana, playing blue, and passing turn. They haven't seen Hostage Takers either, though, so I think we'll be alright. We're in game 2, by the way. Let me update the listing. Alright, Zealots. Let's go for a black mana. Bam, ba-dam. And then pass turn. Maybe Legion's Lieutenant's hitting this turn. We can rebuke it. Ooh, Bishop Soldier. Alright. What's up, Faye? I'd love to see Nicobolas release the Eldrazi on Dominaria. That'd be fun. Contempt in hand. Pass turn. We have answers, so we just have to be patient. Even a Lieutenant here would not be enough to keep their creatures alive, so... Would love for a Vanguard to come into play now. So I can either Contempt it or just Yahini. Main phase 2 here. Going to go for that. Alright. Whoop. It's going to be one up there. Let's go treasure map and hold up for a rebuke. If by Eldrazi you mean Eternals, yeah. Eight cards in hand. Getting in for 3 once again. Okay. Down to 13 this turn. Nope, gonna go for Vampire Zeal. Like, these cards, like, I don't understand them in a standard deck. I mean, it's fine. You can have them in there. It's just... It's very different. Very different from how I would build the deck. Let's go with a Scry here. Essence Scatter on top? Sure. We'll get that. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So a Rebuke and an Essence Scatter in hand. I'm going to wait one more turn, holding up a Contempt in hand against probably the Bishop if they don't have a secondary play. If Wazi brings Eldrazi to Dominaria, I will quit Magic forever. I agree with that. Anthony agrees too. That's pretty fair. Oh, man. Let's go with a Contempt here. I'm just tired of seeing it hit me. Return to Ravnica. It's true. No main phase 2 play here. Drowned Catacombs. Nice. Let's go with a Reverse Engineer here. Didn't get into a push, but I'd like to get into a push there. Alright. Opponent playing super conservatively now, because they know that we're on control. Sanctum Seeker here. Oh, Torment of Scarabs? What? What? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, we're like dead now. We're not dead, but I mean, we're going to be behind now by a lot. That's fun. Okay. Let's get rid of a 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to keep a swamp. Rebuke and Essence Scatter are good. Yahini's good. Marionette Mash is great. Let's get rid of a treasure map here because we can sack a Gleaming Barrier and get a treasure off of that. That's real dumb. We'll likely discard a Rebuke here. Opponent has 7 cards in hand. Is it another Torment? Is that what our opponent did? They sideboarded into a Torment deck? That's exactly what they did. Opponents, go away. Stop. Stop. Get some help. This music is very appropriate. Let's go with a Scry here. We can top deck that, I guess. I think it's probably safe to take the 3 life for now. On top, sure. Cancel real quick. Pass turn. One more turn, we should be alright. Opponent being at 25 makes this a little bit more difficult. OG Stone Age Dinosaur plane. Lily's last demon will show up. That's in Dominaria, isn't it? Or is it in Ravnica? Let's go call. Get rid of the barrier here. Got into a land. Counters. Could go for a treasure draw here. Do you think it's fair to keep up? Probably the Fetid Pulse in hand. Pass turn. 6 cards in hand. They may go for a cast out here on the Marionette Master. Let's see if they have it. Zealot here, okay. Gonna bring back a Sylvan Draven for the billionth time? Oh, probably. Although that may be a core set thing. T3 here, Ritual Rejuvenation. Sure. Okay. We should have this when we play Marionette Master here. Yep. There it is. +1/+1 counters. Let's draw some cards. Let's see. We could go Hostage Taker here. Let's see, that's 8, 16. Yeah, that's exactly it. It don't matter now. We're dead. They're dead. Cool. Game 3. Sideboard time. Might be fair to take out a Torment and bring in a Bantu. Or bring in a Negate. Since the opponent tried to go for a Torment deck. Curse turn. Curse deck. Let's get the Hostage Takers out and bring in a Herald instead. Let's do that. Okay. Game 3. Negate for spicy torments and combat tricks, yeah. Let's see here. 4 lands in hand with a Rebuke, Yahini's Expertise, and a Master. This is probably a keep, being on the draw. Let's see what we can do with this. Opponent mulligan to 6 there. Good news for us. Concealed Courtyard. Let's go for a Drowned Catacombs, pass turn. Drawing into a land there is not great. We'll see what happens. Vanguard, Annoyance. Let's go for a Swamp here. Pass turn. Vanguard is probably my least favorite vampire because it's the hardest to remove. Yahini's Expertise will deal with it for sure, but it's going to get in for 2 more hits. So it's for 6 damage. Probably 7 or 8 depending on if they have a Lieutenant here. Let's see if they do. Black, white, black. Yep, there's the Lieutenant getting in for 4 points of damage this turn, dropping down to 16. Luckily for us, the Expertise will be able to kill both of the creatures. So 3 cards in their hand. Let's go for a Islands. Go for a Treasure Map. Pass turn. And next turn, Yahini's Expertise will deal with their board state. Even with another lead as Lieutenant. Maverick Fane. Oh, I'm going to feel real good about this Yahini's Expertise now. They're going to get in for 6, though. Drop us down to 10. 3 cards in their hand. No life gain, though. Very nice. In turn, let's go for a Scry. Master, sure. Let's go for a Swamp here. And go for an Expertise. Bye-bye Vamps, exactly, Matt. Nope. Pass turn. Alright, 3 cards in hand. Wish we could have waited another turn to get some more Vamps under that, but we couldn't wait any longer. Had to do it then. Another Vanguard? Oh my gosh. Opponent, you're making me angry. Let's go for an upkeep trigger there. We have 5 mana here. Let's go for a Treasure Map Scry. Rebuke, let's bottom that. Pass turn. They're going to hit us again for 3. Possibly 4. I don't care much exactly for scientific accuracy when it's about magical world-changing wonderlands. That's true. We're going to go from a Rebuke here. Get rid of that Torment. We don't need that nonsense in our way. Opponent's going to hit us for 3 here, dropping us down to 7. We'll have a Marionette Master on the play. Let's go Master here. 2 cards in hand. Let's try for a 4/6 and see if they have a Contempt in hand or a Cast Out. Getting into the 3rd card in hand. 4 mana, so if they have it, they're going to hit us. We're going to go down to 4. Let's see if they have it. Okay, Zealot. That means they don't have a removal spell for the Master this turn, which is great for us. Does mean, let's see, 8, 16. We actually win this next turn, I believe. Play the Master. Flip the map. Yeah, that's game. Woo! Well, it was a close one. Let's get out another match. We're going to win the same way we won game 2. Scry. Put that on the bottom. I don't care about that. I'm just doing stuff now. But yeah, that's game. Oh, man. There we go. Into the last game of the day. We are 3-1. Pretty good odds. Let's go. Just finished writing a chem experiments for tomorrow. What a hassle. Oh, college. How I do not miss thee. When I get off the stream today, I'm probably going to go start putting together a bookshelf. That's adult life for you. All right, we have 3 lands here. Spell Swindle, Barrier, Treasure, and Barrier with a... That's nice. I think this is a keep here. We're on the draw, though, so... Opponent mulligan to 6. Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth would be great in Standard. Josh, I can kind of see that, honestly, in Dominaria. We'll see what happens, though. Ooh, red. Treasure map here. Let's go for a... Fetid Pools play. Pass turn. The reason I was thinking about that for a minute was that we may have kept the Fetid Pools for a cycle, but I do like to have the double black as soon as possible onto the field. Evolving Wilds from opponent here. This could be green. No, this is green-white. Okay. So, or not green-white, red-white. Food push in hand. Let's go for a island and go for a map here. If it's a aggro deck, the barriers are really going to help us here. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go for an upkeep Scry because we have enough mana for that and a push, or that and another treasure map, or that and a barrier. More Chrono Trigger! Want to see Landwalk come back? Might be metal. Opponent's being a little slow about it, though. Solemn Recruit. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Let's go with a treasure map here. Reverse Engineer on the top. Let's put that on top because we will have a lot of pretty decent things here in a minute. Gleaming Barrier is a great card to block for Solemn Recruit because it does trigger a Revolt immediately. We also get a treasure and can use that treasure to trigger Revolt again in the following turn for a Solemn Recruit kill. Let's see what happens though. Miner, okay. This looks like maybe a red-white Revolt deck. Evolving Wilds. No love for Fluffy T-Rex. Metal Wildswood Recruits he play, just to be a cool, like, Revolt deck. I'm gonna go with a block here to get a treasure. Not a problem. Let's see. Let's go with a Scry here. On upkeep. Spell Pierce, we can bottom that for now. Let's draw. Would like to get into another land, which we did. Let's go with a Recruit here and get a Fatal Push trigger. Kill that. And then another Barrier. Next turn we'll have a flipped treasure map if we want to use it. What's up, Renegade? Going pretty well. 4 mana from our opponent, 4 cards in their hand. Miner's great, but it can't get through a 0/4, so they could just attack in and block if they want to use the get some energy. Let's see. Opponent might be contemplating a cast out on Gleaming Barrier, perhaps. Maybe Ixalan's binding on Gleaming Barrier because it is a way to slow down their entire deck. So we'll see what happens. Radiant Destiny. Ooh, they're gonna name Dwarf or Soldier. Dwarf. Looks like Dwarf. Yes. That's awesome. Dwarf Tribal. So an attack in here from the opponent is actually not too bad for them. I'm really impressed now. I really want to see how this deck performs against our deck now. I'm kind of rooting against them. Yeah, we get another treasure from this. Dwarf Tribal Dream is alive. Nice and cheap, that's true. Alright, go for an upkeep, scry. Get some treasures. I think this is actually okay getting into a land here. We have the City's Blessing now. Let's see. Let's go for a treasure map here, and then a reverse engineer sounds pretty good. Okay. Have a spell pierce up if we need it. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. Alright. Let's see what we got. Veteran Motorist here from opponent. This is so cool. We don't have anything to do with big board states right now, so we are bringing in probably Yahini's Expertise or Bantu/Reckoning the next game. I just love that Radiant Destiny has turned so many decks into like tribal decks. We did a dwarf tribal deck a long time ago, whenever the channel first started. Ooh, another miner here. Opponent is going to go all out. We have 6 mana here, so we might go for a getting in some energy. Let's see. Actually, I have 7 mana thanks to the Treasure Cove. Let's go for a scry here. Let's bottom that. Draw got into a Drowned Catacombs there. Let's go with a sack draw. Need answers really quickly if we can get them. Well, Amulet's not going to be too great. Say 12 points of damage here. May just go with the 2 Traveler's Amulets and then sack them to thin our deck from 2 lands. It's probably the better move here. But I do think that this is probably going to be game if they have a pump spell of any kind. Ooh, Metallic Mimic, okay. 2 cards in the opponent's hand. Okay. I do think in the tribal matchups, for a lot of the control matchups, we just there just isn't enough removal as far as board wipe stuff, you know. I did think about bringing in Bantu as in the main board, but I don't know. Might be a possibility, depending on your meta. Getting in for 12, down to 4. We have 1 turn. Making it 5-3, yeah, that's fair. Okay. All right. Let's go with a scry here. Goodness, getting into land like that is just painful. Okay. Yeah, that's why supers are definitely in the sideboard. Five mana here. Yeah, got nothing. Not even, like, we had 1 Fey to push at the beginning of the game. Nope, let's concede. Sideboard time. Alright, spell swindles are terrible in this situation. Let's go for Reckoning, which is great. Essence Scatter is also good here. We want to bring those in over Spell Pierce. Sort this real quick. Let's get rid of Torment here. I do like Bastion here, but being able to get Radiant Destiny doesn't mean that that card is significantly less interesting. Taker's good if they have a Solemn Recruit out. So let's go for a Taker here. Take out a Herald. Grounds isn't that great. Yahini could be good as well. Bringing Yahini over an Engineer and a Amulet. Yeah, that seems about right. Shirtless stream. That's a Twitch thing only. Morbido. I do think I am going to start my own Twitch stream pretty soon. Play first? Yes. I think it's a good idea. 3 lands, Reckoning, Contempt, and Rebuke. I think this is fine. Let's go draw into Catacombs and pass. We're in game 2 here. Well, we have expertise in the deck right now, so I think I brought in Hostage Taker to help against the recruit situations if they have those. Deck's going pretty well, Patrick. We're 3-1. Could do a possible 4-1 if we win against this deck. We're in game 2, down a game. Let's just see what we can do against this really fun Dwarf Tribal deck. Like, what? Doing some stretching. Today's definitely one of those days where we're almost going to get to the 3-minute mark for the stream. Okay. Evolving Wild Sack, going for a Plains. No Sleeping Turn. I mean, yeah. Jess is currently going through a thing called pregnancy, so it does mean sleep doesn't happen very often. Waking both each other up a lot. Inspiring Advantage. Jess. Hey now. She heard me. Miner here. Let's go for a Drowned Catacombs. No, I was looking at my phone for like a millisecond. Bantu might actually be fun here for the Miner. Literally just woke up for a nap. It's past turn. 3 lands. Welcome to been there, done that. Let's see here. Mimic here, okay. I'm okay with that happening because of the reckoning here. Congrats to both of you on the baby news. Thanks, Jace. Appreciate that. Yep. The miner here is going to be very difficult to deal with thanks to the energy sink of having them be able to flicker. I think you're tired now. Wait till the baby arrives. Aw. Don't say it like that. Barrier here. Surrounding catacombs is great. Let's go barrier. Hold up metallic rebuke. I was typing that. Oh, man. Yeah, we've been going to IKEA like every other weekend to get stuff for the baby room. 4 mana. Solemn recruit here. If only we could steal that. Oh, that hits the beginning of your incept, so they're going to use a miner on this turn. That was probably a misplay there. Should have countered the Solemn Recruit because it's an instep trigger, not a upkeep trigger. Who's the guitar player? Noticing me, Tribal. Those are my guitars. One of them, this one right here, is just a art guitar I had painted on. This is just an acoustic electric, and then just an electric over here. Yeah, this is a 4/4 now, so it does survive an expertise. Fair. Let's go for reckoning here. I think that's probably fair. So yeah. Sweet. Thanks, Legendary. Appreciate it, man. 3 mana available, up for a Metallic Rebuke. Of course, our mana is tapped thanks to the Bontu's Reckoning, so 5 cards in hand from our opponent, though. Going to counter whatever they play next. Jason, I remember when our first baby arrived, I did the 1 hour drive to work, and it wasn't until I got to work that I realized I was in the car at all. That's kind of scary, honestly. Let's go for a rebuke here on the Destiny. The baby cries whenever a creature of his is countered. Oh man, that would be so true. I'd be like, that's my baby. Alright, we have a treasure map here. Cannot play it. Pass turn. So they get a full pass for this turn, basically. Kids are overrated. Matthew, what are you talking about? They're fun. Metallic Mimic from opponent. 2 cards in hand. Sure, let's go for a map here. Let's go reverse engineer, draw 3 cards. And just play out a Fetid Pulls. That's fine. Pass turn. Pass turn again. Let's see, 3 cards in hand. I assume they're going to be playing out their board a little bit. They're giving me Haney's expertise again. I have dogs. You don't have to put them through college. I mean, there is a training school for dogs, right? Opponent getting in for 2 here. 1 card in hand. If they had another card in hand as far as the miner, they could have done a flicker again. You don't have a Twitch. I have a Twitch account. It's Super Tama, but I haven't started it on the account just yet. Hit cancel real quick. Let's see. Let's go the fair here, or the map here. Excuse me. We can hold up a push, or hold up a contempt, or both. I do think the recruit does need to die this turn, most likely. Or this coming turn. Let's go for a treasure map here. Amulet, bottom that. Pass turn. Hey, Bert. You'll develop the ability to sleep in very exotic situations. Oh, man. Radiant Destiny from our opponent here. We can't do anything about that. That does create a Solemn Recruit as a 4/4. Which means they do get the city's blessing here as well. Let's get rid of the recruit here where they push. Okay. Controlling the flow of the match very well right now. Push on top? Sure. Why not? One card in hand from our opponent. Very long stream today, Bert. Yeah, we're playing Control. That's that's basically why I had told everybody we go 5 matches or we go till 3 p.m. And we're in the second round of the 5th match, so we're about to be done for the day as far as what's going on. Let's go with a push here. I kind of want to cycle this. Let's cycle this. Let's go with the treasure map scry. Bottom that. Treasure map scry. Sure, we can top that. That's fine. Lots of removal. Let's keep a upkeep trigger now. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. We have removal forever, so I don't see us losing this. Unless they just like top deck into like 3 Glory Bringers or something. Which I doubt they'd have since this is a travel deck. Just noticed the time. Jeez, I should eat some more dinner. Yeah. Let's go for a scry here. Yeah, we're going to draw into the push first. Bottom of that. Pass. There's a bully pushing down all those dwarfs. Matt, come on. You know what happens. They're in my way, man. They're gonna kill me. 2 cards in opponent's hand. Inspiring Vantage for them. They might have cast out in hand for a Ixalan's Binding, or Ixalan's Binding for a Marionette Master. If that's the case, we still have other cards in hand or in the deck. Don't have Herald in the deck. We do have a Hotch's Taker though. Let's go for a sack draw. Trying to look for our bombs. 5 here for a very nice play. Let's see here. Pass turn. You'll end up starving me out one day. I don't plan on doing that, Zaka. That would be terrible. Evolving Loss from our opponent here, which does get it a Revolt trigger. 2 cards in hand. Baffling End on the Gleaming Barrier. Okay. Yeah, we're going to slowly gain life back thanks to our treasures here. Opponent has 1 card in hand. Let's use some card draw. Get another Fatal Push. Jeez. Alright, deck. We need something that isn't Fatal Push. I appreciate that. It's like, oh, you want removal? I'll give you removal. Let's go for a sack draw here. This guy, that's fine. Pass. Okay. We're kind of playing with our food right now as far as what's going on in the match. Yeah, fair is the gym. Fair is fair. Theme to Dr. Mario. This is not Dr. Mario. This is the jungle theme from DuckTales. Just some more classic DuckTales. Opponent did an Evolving Wild sack there. 1 card in hand. Alright, fine. Let's just start sacking treasures. Come on. We need to get this deck going. There's a master. I need to cancel real quick, though. Let's grab a treasure map. Get that out. Pass turn. Figure out you can use expertise here. Marionette Mistress. I don't know. Whatever. I think Master's a... Isn't that a gender-neutral name? I feel like it is. Let's do a scry here. Barrier on top's fine. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that when we play Master that we have a win as soon as it hits. Let's bottom that land. Pass turn. Alright. Vanquisher's Banner. Nice. This will be great for them once they get back into their dwarves. 2 cards in hand for them. Ooh, binding here. For the treasure map? Is that what's about to happen? Yep. Nothing we could have done about that except for draw some cards for Treasure Cove. That hurts us a little bit as far as treasure generation. Let's get out the Master here while they're low on mana. Yeah, we would have won this turn if they had done that. Let's go counters. Draw some cards. Do we have the win with barrier? Let's see. That's true because if we kill it, that's another 4. Do. There we go. Let's game. Whew. All right, we're into game 3 now. I feel like Taker should probably be taken out and put in Herald instead. Maybe a Torment because we know they have Ixalan's Binding. Negates could also be brought in as well. Let's get it in Torment as well because they have no way to counter that. Let's bring in Torment. Let's take out 1 barrier. No, let's take out 1 amulet. Alright, last one. This deck is kind of weird to decide against. It seems like some weird Boros control build. Negate instead of Herald. We brought in both, didn't we? No, we didn't. We just brought in the Herald there. Ooh, no land hand. Mulligan. A 1 land hand. I wasn't trying to overboard. I was bringing in Herald because if our opponent gets an Ixalan's Binding on a Master, then that'll be game. Let's go mulligan. That's fine. I mean, we kind of have to keep it. Barrier on top is fine. Let's go with a pass because we're on the draw. Opponent mulligan to 1 to 6 as well. Gonna most likely use Fetid Pools as a cycle here. Okay, land for opponent. Motorist here. Looking at sideboard just real quick. Let's go swamp. Cancel 4 cards in hand. We could keep up an Essence Scatter here, because we don't have much of an answer against Solemn Recruit or the Miner. Yeah, they hit their land drop. Yeah, we're going to go Scatter against the Motorist. See if we hit a land with this. Please land? Well, that's alright. Let's go with the Gleaming Barrier here. It's kind of a land. That's a promised land. Oh, that's some religious iconography there. Alright, let's go for a block here. Another Motorist. 3 cards in our opponent's hand. Do. This is DuckTales once again. No attacks. Herald here is pretty fun. Scry 2 is pretty good, I feel like, for the Motorist. We can block this. I think we might want to use this amulet here. Let's hold up blocks here and see if they get into something that can kill the barrier. If that's the case, we might just go for Reverse Engineer. If we hit land off the top here, we can go for Reverse Engineer, hopefully set up for a follow-up turn. Opponent's having really good luck with their draws right now. Vance's Blasting Cannons. Ooh. An interesting card. Beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card, you may cast that card this turn. Great way to shut us down. Yeah, they have to double attack here. Let's block the 1. We go with a swamp here, very nice. Let's go Reverse Engineer. Got into a Master. No land, though. Another Reverse Engineer as well in hand. This is going to be hard. Hard-fought battle. They got DePaula right there. Liking the extra long stream time? It's alright. We're in game 3, so we're going to go a little bit past 3 p.m. We got 5 minutes till 3, but we're in the last game, so we'll let it go. So this does mean that the barrier can die this turn, which is good for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can get a Master out this turn if we need to. Even with draw 3, the land still says no. Let's block the 4-2 here. Take 4. Would love to top deck into Bantu's Reckoning or Yahini's Expertise. That would be fantastic, honestly. All right. Got into a land. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We actually have enough for a Herald here. So let's go Herald. And pass turn. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We'd also kill everybody on their side of the field with Herald's ability, or kill at least 2 of them. Let's just see if they have a an exile card here. If they do, we lose. Gear Shift Ace. If they have an Ixalan's Binding or Cast Out, we're dead. That was really all we could have done that turn. Opponent giving us the GG in the chat. So that means they probably have an Ixalan's Binding here. There it is. And that's game. Oh, well. We tried. So close. So close. What an appropriate song. Very awkward song. The premature classless GGs. Yeah. Oh, well, it's going to be all right. Let's see what we would have drawn there. Treasure map. Land. Herald. Yeah. Not too bad. That's going to do it for today, guys. I think the deck has some good staying power. I do like the deck a lot. Probably needs some future tweaks. Probably some board wipes in the main board. Maybe Bantu's Reckoning or Yahini's Expertise. Over probably maybe Gleaming, probably Spell Pierce here. Take those out and put in the Bantu's Reckoning. I think that might be good for a game 1 game plan against an aggro deck. But like the video if you liked it, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tomorrow will be a draft, I believe. I'll be doing a more rant style video about Modern, most likely tomorrow, for like a standalone something. But hope you guys had fun today. This has been an extra long stream thanks to the control deck. But that's why we say till 5 o'clock or till 5 matches or until 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I'll see you guys here tomorrow at 12 Central Standard Time. 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, not 12 a.m. That's insane. With an Rivals of Ixalan draft. Hope you guys had a good day. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.